DC here. Good morning, guys. Well, it's time for another Sunday morning dog vlog. Haven't made one of these for a while. So I'm walking around with Dago, and those of you who've been walking around with me for the last few years know that I have actually walked in this part of the country quite often. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, let's see. Turn this around. Hope that I get in well. Small update to start with. Still searching for that magic job, as so many of us seem to be. This week I'll be having some courses again at the university. It's going to be on clinical trial management. You know, it gets to a point where there's almost, I would say, a catch-22 situation. For certain jobs you need to have extra specializations, which, you know, with time I've got quite a bit of specializations. And at the same time, when you look into a job where, let's say, you fit into 90% or 95% even of the job description, then you're told, well, you don't quite have everything we need. I've had discussions, you know, where I've tried to explain to the people, well, I'm wanting to move into a new aspect of my career, and Dago just saw a cat go by. It's danger for Dago, not for the cat. Yeah, and then situations, you know, like, as I just said, and then I try to explain to the people, well, you know, if you're trying to move into a new aspect of your career, you have to accept sometimes to maybe have even a more junior position at first, and so on. But what it all boils down to usually is money. You see, when you're over 50 and looking for a position, at least in Switzerland, they expect that they're going to have to pay you really, really big wages. I mean, of course, I'll take what they give. But, I mean, I've been told a few times, well, would you accept to take, you know, like less than 50% of what you were earning before? Well, I mean, no. It's the usual problem. I mean, you have, by now, I mean, that is the problem, I guess, when you're over 50. You might have obligations, home, children are still at university or dependent, and so on. So there are, I mean, things, there's a limit, let's say, to what you can do. Brings me up to, though, one thing that a lot of us need, I guess, to chat about, in a way, or to think about. Just turn this around. It's one of these little gardens where the guy uses every little corner of his house. Yeah, so it gets to the point where what I wanted to chat about is I guess what is the important defining things that you want in your life, or what is the minimum, and where do you want to stay and not go under that minimum, I guess. And a lot of us, I had a few chats with Rob from Rob Willie Jesse channel, and I guess that minimum is a moving target with time, which is actually pretty good, because the fact that that minimum, or that you can accept, is a moving target probably shows as well that we are able to adapt, and also that our values maybe are changing with time. I realize, like in myself, I mean, when you just get onto the job market, you're trying to more or less reproduce what you had before, which is not actually good in a way, because if you had to leave for whatever reasons the position you were in before, that meant that something wasn't going well, I guess, or that something needed to be changed. Excuse me. So minimum values, what are the basic minimums that you would accept? Well, I would say first off, probably the absolutely first thing that I look for would be stability within my marriage and my family. And a good friendship circle. You know, those would be some of the things. I get a lot of the love that I need through my family. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And my friends, well, the ones here, and you guys are so supportive that I guess that basic minimum is pretty well met. And I would say it's more than a basic minimum. And I think in that respect we could say my cup overfloweth. And let me show you something. Just a minute. Dago, stay calm while I'm trying to get something using my third hand in the pocket. Here we are. Talking about friendship and basic minimums. Dago. Dago. Can you see this? I got a card in the mail. I hope you can see this. That was from Katie, oopspaw, and that came yesterday. And she, sorry, I got the camera going all over now. And she made a smile bloom from my inner self when I get that card. I was so happy. And that is part of, that's not part of the basic minimums. Those are added bonuses to life. By the way, Katie, keep an eye on the mail. It's funny because I had just been to the post office on the same day before getting that card. Life works that way somehow. Oh, I've lost my track a little bit here. Yeah, basic minimums. Of course, we all need to eat, don't we? But then again, I mean, we don't all need to eat T-bone steak, and so on. So, there's important lessons learned when you're put into situations which you would not have put yourself voluntarily. I made vlogs on this a bit before. I mean, I guess with age, you come and repeat yourself. I guess that's one of the problems, you know. Become dothering old fools, I suppose. But the fact is that to know where you are is one thing. You won't know where you're going. So if you know where you are, take stock of where you are. Sorry I had to come back there because not only was I losing my track, but Dago was starting to do something strange and I had to keep watching all the time what he was doing. What I meant to say though is that experiences where one goes through that were not, I'd say, given or freely given to you are good for taking stock. And that's something that I guess you just can't tell people go and do that because nobody will do it freely. But to take stock of things in your life every now and then is good. And that's probably maybe the main message I was trying to get out of this vlog is that, you know, look at what life has given you. And look at what life still has to give. And try, I guess, put the things together and find out what do I really need, what's too much, what's bonus. Probably that'll be about it. What do you think, Dago? I think he says you've always, as usual, said too much. Okay, guys, that'll be DC signing off. Take care and have a great weekend. Probably some more collabs coming up. Who knows? Okay, bye-bye. Take care.